Hey guys, this is Paradwaj with Phone Arena. And as you know, we recently reviewed the HTC Butterfly and we have been playing around with it in our labs for a while. So we thought, why not compare it with the other devices here? So this is the comparison between the HTC Butterfly and the Nokia Lumia 920. The HTC Butterfly recently launched in India at a price tag of 4 or 6,000 rupees, which is very surprising for a Indian smartphone, and definitely that deserves to be called a top-end smartphone just because of the price. On the other hand, the Lumia 922 launched very recently, and it has a price tag of around 34,000 rupees. Pretty much both are in the same range because both are high-end smartphones, and definitely we should call the HTC top end just because of the price. So both these devices pack a lot of technology into them, and we like to talk about the most important advantages of both these devices. So the HTC Butterfly's most important advantage is its screen. It's a brilliant Full HD 1080p screen at 5 inches, and the Lumia 920 on the other hand is known for its camera, but otherwise it's a well-rounded phone with a flagship status from Nokia. So there's a lot going for both these devices. So let's start the comparison then. So both these companies, HTC and Nokia, have been known recently for their design. So both these companies have the most well-designed smartphones in the world, and definitely they do deserve that because both these phones looks absolutely stunning. The Nokia Lumia 920 has a fabulous design philosophy that's part of the legacy that the N9 introduced, the Nokia N9 that is. So you have the flat top and bottoms and the curved sides and of course the pillowy back. So it's very ergonomic, but there are a few deficiencies when it comes to the Lumia 920. But take a look at the HTC Butterfly first. This pretty much echoes the design language that the 1 series got. I would say this is resembling a bit of the 1X as well as the 1S. This display is very tall since this is a 16 by 9 screen, and what you have here is that it's not unibody. So the design, unlike the Lumia 920, which is completely unibody and part of the fabulous philosophy, this is not unibody. You can see on the sides that the back actually flows to the front till the red band on the sides here that's made of stainless steel, and also on the sides you can see that there is a different layer that sits below the display. So the display, like the 1X, is very slightly curved, but the 1X was curved in the sides too, so that is not what the HTC Butterfly is like. So there is, the sides are flat and the display is very slightly curved. So this is not unibody, like unlike the Nokia Lumia 920 or the HTC 1X. So that's a different design philosophy right there. But we would definitely say that the HTC Butterfly is really good looking with its soft touch build quality on the back, and also the camera right now doesn't sport a bump like the 1X, so that's a good welcome advantage from the point of design. So the camera doesn't get scratched while you keep it on the table. Otherwise, it's pretty much standard HTC, and this is pretty much standard Nokia. What about the build quality then? This is made of polycarbonate plastic and it's very dense and really heavy. This is made of soft touch plastic and glass. We are not really sure if it's polycarbonate because the 1 series, especially the 1X, had a polycarbonate body. So we are not really sure if it's polycarbonate, but the soft touch feels really good in the hand. Let's talk about the actual dimensions of both these phones. So size wise, you can see that both these devices are pretty big, and it's very surprising to note that the HTC Butterfly, sporting a 5-inch screen, is actually only a little bit taller than the Nokia Lumia 920, and with width it's almost exactly the same. So you can see the differences here. Only taller a little bit, which is engineering, uh, I mean, very well engineered design when it comes to the HTC Butterfly. So the thickness, as you can see in the sides, this is about 9.08 millimeters thick, and this is 10.7 millimeters thick, as it is very evident from the side-by-side shots, and it's very much evident here with the buttons on the side. It's surprising to note that they have packed a lot of technology on both these phones, but this is not a very slim phone by today's standards, and it's actually thinner than the Lumia 900 that launched before the Lumia 920, actually last year, but still thicker than most other phones like the HTC Butterfly here, just at 9 millimeters. So, other dimensions being the weight. This weighs about 140 grams, which is actually pretty nice, but considering the large surface area it covers, it feels very light in the hands. So that's a very good advantage going for the HTC Butterfly. On the other hand, the Lumia 920 weighs a whopping 185 grams, which makes it one of the heaviest smartphones recently released. So the heaviness is not very apparent, but it feels a lot heavier than other smartphones when you compare it. But standalone, it's not pretty much a big deal, but it's definitely heavy in the pockets, and people might not like it. It's very subjective too. So that's the differences between the HTC Butterfly and the Lumia 920 in terms of dimensions. So let's get to the main part of the comparison, then that's the display. This is a 5-inch SLCD 3 panel with 1920 by 1080 resolution. Yes, that's the same resolution as your TV. So that's a huge thing for the HTC Butterfly, and that's the USP of this device. It's one of the world's first devices to have the 1080p display on it. So the Lumia 920 doesn't have a display too bad. This is a 4.5-inch LCD panel with a resolution of 1280 by 720, but packs a lot of technology on it. So it has the Pure Motion HD Plus, which means that it has a 1280 by 768 resolution. Forgive me if I said 720. This is a 1280 by 768 resolution with 15 by 9 aspect ratio. So that's different when you compare the HTC Butterfly with the 920. It's a bit wider and still as tall as any other device that sports a 16 by 9 screen. That's largely thanks to the bezel on the sides and the top and the bottom. So, what goes for the Lumia 920 display then, you ask? A lot more things. A clear black polarizer coating that improves the outdoor visibility, and lamination. Both these phones are laminated onto the screen, the display I mean. So literally the whatever you see on the display, it's like floating on the screen. So that's pretty great, and also the blacks are amazingly black, unlike for other LCDs. So that's about the display comparison. We definitely don't see much differences when it comes to pixel density. This is 332 ppi and this is 440 ppi, but we see very minor differences and not really a deal breaker for other 720p displays too. And color accuracy is top notch on both these displays. This is a very warm display, so it displays white as a little bit dirty white. On the other hand, this is a cool display, so the white is like bluish in this phone. So that's about the differences when it comes to the display of both these devices. Let's get to the internal hardware then. This is a Qualcomm device, very much like the HTC Butterfly. So this has a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Plus running at 1.5 GHz, and this is a dual-core processor with Adreno 225 graphics. While this is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro processor running at the same frequency, 1.5 GHz, but This is massively powerful thanks to the Adreno 320 graphics that is powering this resolution in the small form factor. So it packs a lot of power and easily blows away any other smartphone on this planet running any other architecture. So being the same architecture, which is great, both these perform very well, but in terms of raw performance, this beats the pants down of any other smartphone in the world right now. So other aspects of the internal hardware include the RAM, which is 1 gigabyte on the Lumia 920 and 2 gigabytes on the HTC Butterfly. And one more interesting aspect of both these, the HTC Butterfly, when you compare it with the 920, is the expandable micro SD card slot. It's actually very hard to pry open the slot. So let me just show you the place where the micro SD card slot is. So this is where the micro SD card slot resides. So this phone comes with 32 gigabytes of storage, but this comes with 16 and 32 gigabyte variants. So the micro SD card slot is very much welcome in any device, for example. So HTC have learned from their mistakes of the 1X, so it's a very welcome change. Otherwise, not much different between these devices in terms of internal hardware. Both have pretty much same layout as their earlier devices. So let's get to the camera then. The camera on both these phones are an 8 megapixel camera, but this has a 8.7 megapixel sensor, which is a hybrid sensor and can take equal 8 megapixel photos in both 4:3 as well as 16 by 9 aspect ratio. While this is an 8 megapixel camera too, and this can take really nice photos just like this camera. So this is a f2.0 aperture, same as this, and it has a single LED flash while this has a dual LED flash. So what about the camera performance then? This camera is pretty much the same as the 1X. We find that there are a lot of similarities, and with the image sense chip, it allows you to take 6 megapixel photos while taking full HD video. So that's a bit of a cool thing when it comes to the HTC Butterfly. While on the other hand, this device, known for its camera, has the PureView branding and optical image stabilization that allows you to take longer exposure, low light photos, which look absolutely stunning, and of course, non-shaky video. Both these phones record full HD 1080p footage, but this phone can record audio at with HAAC mics with Nokia calls rich recording. So the high fidelity microphones on this phone can record right from low frequency to very high frequency without any distortion. So that's not possible with the HTC Butterfly because it has pretty much the same mics as the HTC One X. So otherwise, based on the camera comparison alone, this camera takes better pictures in daylight as well as low light. So we very much prefer the 920's camera, but the Butterfly's camera is still very good, and not much to say because the S3 camera is still better and the iPhone 5 still performs better than the HTC Butterfly. So that's about the camera comparison. Let's get to the other parts of the comparison, then that will be a very niche comparison now, which is the audio. So this device has Beats audio while this device has Dolby. So both are like audio enhancements that matter maybe only for the strict audiophiles. So you can add enhancements to your music player as well as video when you're listening through headphones or any speaker or any supported device that can output audio from your device. So that's a strictly audiophile centric feature that is featured on both these devices. Otherwise, not much difference, and both deliver pretty stellar audio when it comes to audio performance. So finally, we can see about the software on both these devices. So this is a Windows Phone 8 phone, while this is an Android phone. So let's talk about these phones, each respectively in their own sense. So this phone runs on Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean and has a Sense 4 Plus UI on top. So with Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, Android comes with Project Butter and Google Now, which is an excellent addition to Android. And Sense 4 Plus has tried to lessen the bling factor that was associated with the previous Sense variations. So it has achieved quite a bit, but still not as feature rich as other skins, for example, like TouchWiz, which has multi screen functionality and a lot more gimmicks that may be useful sometimes. But Sense lacks all these customization things that come with other skins. So even the notification center is pretty much barren, while other notification centers in other skins are very feature rich. So this is a top-end Android phone, so you can expect what you get out of it. So the ecosystem has a lot of apps and games, as you will expect with any Android phone. So that's pretty much right at the top of the game. But otherwise, you might lose one thing that is exclusive with the One X, that is the Tegra 3 exclusive games. But the Adreno 320 is very powerful, and even though there might not be exclusive games, games will run great on this phone. So let's talk about the Lumia 920 then. This is probably the best Windows phone that you can get right now. This is almost pure vanilla Windows Phone 8. As you can see, it's very smooth, and Nokia has done a lot of customization, but only in terms of apps. So they have a lot of exclusive apps and services like the Nokia Music, their Nokia mapping solutions like Nokia Drive and Nokia Maps, and even augmented reality solutions like the Nokia City Lens. They have even a few more apps that are associated with the camera, like Nokia Cinematograph that can shoot GIFs, and Nokia Creative Studio is their inbuilt editor. So lots of things that Nokia has done and put an effort into. Even system level changes have been done by Nokia, and you can notice them in the settings menu, which are not existent in other devices, other Windows Phone devices, that is. But when you compare these, it's pretty much very user specific, the choice. If you want the best Windows Phone on the market, then it's the Lumia 920. While if you want the best 1080p Android smartphone on the market, then it's the HTC Butterfly, because this is one of the first Android phones in the Indian market to sport a 1080p screen. So cost might be a factor when you consider to buy both these phones, but they pretty much reside in the top end, and you can choose whatever you want. And one more thing I would like to say about the Android experience is that you can probably wait a bit and get the rumored upcoming HTC M7 that is supposed to launch at the 19th press conference. Or maybe you can wait for the next Samsung Galaxy that will probably sport a similar 1080p screen. So that's about it for the comparison. It's strictly our opinion, so you're very much welcome to express your opinions in the comment section below. And if you like this comparison video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more comparison videos like these and lots more hands-on videos, you can visit our channel and subscribe to our channel right there in the top. You can see the button. So that's it for the comparison then. Check out our HTC Butterfly review and the Lumia 920 review. The links are in the description at the bottom. So that's about it for the comparison, and thanks for watching.